Hey there, good looking. Join me for this stretch session to increase the flexibility and mobility of the lower body as well as your shoulders and neck. There's no standing. We're all on the mat. And the only tool you need is a pillow or a foam chipped yoga block. Let's get going. Hi there, I'm PJ from fitnesswithpj.com, and I've been helping women and men for that matter over the age of 40 get fitter, stronger, and healthier for almost 3 decades now. If you'd love to continue the journey with me so you can grab these workouts anytime, click that subscribe button. I would love to keep working with you. All right, we're going to start down on the mat and we're staying there for the whole session. I want you to take your yoga block or your pillow and sit on it. This is really a much better way to sit cross-legged on the floor, especially if you're like me and have tight hips. One leg in front of the other. Stack the vertebrae. Slide the chin in. And close the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel the belly expand. The chest open. And exhale through the mouth. When you inhale, feel that breath coming into the belly first. So we're breathing past the chest. Feel the ribs expand. Two more deep breaths in. And slowly open your eyes, soft gaze. Right arm reaches up and over for a side bend, and then float it down, and the other arm. Just moving through some mobility drills before we hold some static stretches. Through today's practice, I want you to make sure that you're working in a range of motion that's comfortable for you, not uncomfortable. If you try to push a stretch or a mobility drill too far, it's going to do the opposite effect. The muscles are going to tighten up, thinking that you're going to injure your joint or the muscle itself, and you'll never get a full release. Focus on your breath to help you come back onto your mat. If you find your mind starts to wander, that's totally normal. Last 2. Good. Now turning to your right, one hand on the outside of that knee, look over that right shoulder, and then other side. Now we're still nice and tall in the spine. Again, sitting on the yoga block or pillow will really help you with that. We're using the hand to help allow ourselves just to twist that a little bit further. And then we're using the neck and looking over the shoulder. Last 2. And 1. Each hand in front of the knee. Allow the low back and the upper back to round, chin tucks in. And then lift up. Look up, heart up to the ceiling. Again, spinal range of motion. Last 2. One more. And release. Placing the right shin in front of you. Turn towards your right and walk yourself forward. Feel a stretch down the side of the body. Your left side. So we won't be mirroring each other here. And then rotate and face me and take that left arm and reach it up and over. Arm over the ear. Sit bones resting on your pillow or yoga block. Release. Let's take the left shin in front now. Turn the body to that left knee, lower down. Trying to get the forehead to the inside of that left knee. A couple of breaths here. And come on up. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale over. Elbow over that ear. And release. Right ear to shoulder. Feel that neck start to lengthen. Hands down onto the ground and close to you. Maybe your eyes are closed. Your gaze is soft. Turn the chin in towards that right armpit. Take the right hand and now gently pull the chin towards the armpit. Deepening that stretch in the side of the neck, as well as a separate muscle called the levator scap. And release. Chin centered. Other side. So we want the left ear to shoulder and press that right shoulder blade down to the ground. Really trying to lengthen out through that side of neck and top of shoulder. Turn your chin in towards the armpit. Take that hand and gently pull that chin towards the armpit a bit more. And release back to center. Insoles of the feet together for butterfly stretch. Sitting nice and tall. You can place your hands in front. Trying to push the knees down to the ground. And then if you've got the option with your hips and inner thighs, lean forward. And as you lean forward, you'll press the elbows on the inside of the legs to get a deeper stretch. As you hold a stretch, you'll feel that tightness subside a bit. That's the point at which I encourage you to see if you can take it a bit deeper. Finding a new edge to that particular pose, to that shape that we're in. And let's release. Extend both legs out wide now. Pressing the backs of the knees in towards your ground, flexing your feet. Hands come behind you to press yourself forward. Stretching the inner thigh again, but now the long head of the adductors. Now see if you can release any muscle tension you might have in your quads. And again, you're using your hands to press forward, hinging from the hips, not your upper back, to increase that stretch in the inner thighs. Two more breaths. Right foot into groin. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, side bend. If you are able to, you'll grab onto your big toe with your two fingers. And then turn your gaze and take a look at the inside of this right elbow. Take that right hand, place it right behind the hip, come up onto the shin and sweep the other arm up and over, lengthening that whole left side of your body now. Extending the spine slightly, feeling that beautiful stretch in the front of that right hip. And bring it down. Other leg extends out on an angle. Left foot into groin. Inhale, left arm straight up. Exhale, side bend. And if you're able to, grab onto the big toe. Now turn your gaze to the elbow. Slowly come out of it. Left hand right beside hip. Press the hips up. Now we're trying to get a length through this top leg. Reach the arm up and over. And release. Remove the pillow or the block. Big toes together, knees are open. Walk your hands forward and simply sit back on the heels and then rock forward and drop the hips and look up slightly. We'll flow through this a few times. One more. Bring the knees now under the hips. Inhale, the right arm straight up, look up, reach up. Exhale, thread it under. Side of head on the mat. Right arm extended, lined up with the shoulder. And now take your left arm and extend it straight ahead. Back to center, wrists under shoulders. Inhale, left arm straight up, reach up, look up, thread it under. On the side of the head, left arm lined up with the shoulder, palm up, and walk your right arm forward. Back to center. Big toes together again, knees are open. Place your pillow or yoga block in front and then allow your forehead to rest on it. Walk the hands forward, lengthening the arms, feeling the stretch armpit all the way down the sides of the body. Bum sits right back, getting the stretch into your low back as well. And then just let the head drop into that pillow or yoga block. Slowly come out of it. Press the yoga block away. Step forward with the right foot. Both hands beside that right foot. And then drop the left hip down. Now, if this is too much for you, you can build your ground up, especially if you're using a yoga block versus a pillow. Okay. But we're lengthening that left hip now. Shoulders away from the ears. Press yourself back, straighten that right leg, toes up to the ceiling, hinge forward from the hip, lengthen into the hamstrings now. And slide that knee underneath the hip. Step forward with the left now. Both hands beside that left foot. Now drop the right hip down. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Gaze is slightly ahead of you. Wrists are under shoulders. Press yourself back, straighten that front leg, toes up to your ceiling, hinge forward until you get the stretch into the hamstring on this leg now. And release on the stomach, elbows under the shoulders, and drop the hips and look up. Ensure there's no pinching in your low back on this. If there is, there's a couple of things you could do. One is press the tops of the feet into your mat. The second is tighten up the glutes, your bum muscles. And then the third is to simply walk your elbows forward so you don't have as much extension in your back. Now, if you require more, you can place the hands underneath the low back and press yourself up, shoulders away from the earlobes. Full extension here. And release onto your back. Pull both knees into the chest. And let's add some movement to this. Make circles with the knees, using the hands. They're on top of the knees. And the other direction. Right foot to ground, left leg extends up. If you're able to, hands are interlaced behind that left thigh. Now lift the head up, slide the chin in and lower the head down so we've got length in the back of the neck. If you're unable to maintain that length, grab that yoga block you were using or your pillow and place that under the head. If this feels okay in your low back and in your hips, extend your other leg straight on the ground. Bend the right knee if it's not, foot on the mat. Cross that left leg completely over now so there's no space in between the two thighs. Now pull the knees towards the chest, bring the hands underneath and grab onto the shin. And feel a nice deep stretch in the glute of that left side. Right foot to mat again. Side of left ankle is now resting on that thigh. Pull in for figure 4. The best cue I can give you for this one is to line the outside of this right knee up with the outside of your right shoulder. Again, once you feel that first tightness subside, see if you can draw the knee in. Get a little bit more length into that deep hip rotator of yours. Right foot back onto the mat. Left hand grabs the outside, right hand grabs the outside of the left knee and spinal twist. Now you'll anchor yourself with that left arm, palm up, shoulder height. And if you aren't able to keep the arm on the ground, build up your ground with that pillow or yoga block. And if the neck allows it, turn your gaze to look at the left fingertips. Back to center, both feet on your mat. Lift your hips up and then just drop them down. Extend your right leg straight up now. Find that hamstring stretch on this side, being aware that each side could be very different. So go into it slowly. And if this feels okay, straighten your other leg. Left leg is straight. Right heel is being pushed up to your ceiling, lengthening into the hip and the hamstring. Place that left foot back onto your mat. Cross the legs completely. There's no space or gap between both thighs. Pull the knees up towards the chest. Hands come underneath and grabbing onto that left shin. Back of the neck is still long. Maybe you're a little tighter on this side, in which case I encourage you to place that yoga block or pillow under your head to help create that length in the neck. Left foot back on your mat. Right side of ankle resting on left thigh. Pull in for figure 4, guiding that left knee to the outside of the left shoulder. Left foot back onto the mat. Left hand grabs on the outside of that right knee. Pull cross for spinal twist. Anchoring yourself now with that right arm. Palm up, lined up with the shoulders. And then if you're able to, turning your gaze to the right fingertips. Once again, you can build your ground up if you're unable to keep the arm on the mat. Back to center, arms down by your side, feet mat width apart, and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Last one. Good. Walk the feet out further and just allow the knees to drop in, stretching the internal rotators in the hip. So you may need to walk out those feet a bit more to get the stretch. And then you just let the knees drop in towards each other. and hold. My knees are touching. Ideally, that's what I'd like yours to do as well. And back to center. Extend the legs, have them apart, arms down by your side, turn your palms up now. Eyes closed. Just let the feet drop out. Let the fingers curl in. Feel the ground under your heels, calves, under your hips and upper back, elbows and knuckles, your head, just do a scan of the body, looking for any tension that you might be holding. Some common places are in the glutes, the abs, the shoulders, the forearms and hands, and the face. Feel the body sink a bit deeper into your ground with every breath. That ground is cradling you. Enjoy these last few moments of nothing. Just listening to your breath. Maybe other sounds that are around you. Let them come to you. Don't seek them out. When you're ready, start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And slowly open your eyes to a soft gaze. Inhale, reach the arms up above the head like a good morning stretch. And bring the feet closer together and stretch it, toes to fingers. And exhale, pull the knees in. And you can add movement to this knees to chest or just hold, up to you. Onto the left side, use the arms to help press yourself up to that seated position. Grabbing that yoga block or pillow. Sitting nice and tall and putting a smile on your face. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your presence here, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.